Alright, this video is gonna be what if Goku was raised by Master Roshi. Alright, I did a video on this before, but the slideshow didn't actually record, so we're doing it again, so let's get to it. Alright, it was a dark night. As you see the shiny object, it seems to be a moon. It was a moon, but on that same blue light. Matter of fact, let's get here. Roshi was chilling, he was watching a flick, and he senses something coming towards him, approaching him, so he goes to, turns out this moon was what? The Sand Pod Kakarot, headed straight for Kame house, Roshi, hearing this, goes to investigate. Seeing this ball of light headed straight for Kame house, he starts to panic, worried that it will destroy his home, So he goes to intercept to catch it, As he catches the pod, he looks inside and it contains a baby, a baby with his eyes closed, a baby who will be known as Goku, So as he drops it down, Master Roshi thinks, what should he do? He doesn't really think he's fit to raise a child, on an island, this and that. But so as he's thinking, he thinks of his two apprentices that he should give this kid to, Gohan and the Ox King, And he thinks of his two apprentices. They would surely be more inept in raising a child than himself, But as he's thinking that, this boy gazes up at the moon. It turns out to be a full moon on that day. So as Roshi is thinking of what to do with this boy, the boy begins to transform, into a Ozaru. Now he reached his full glory as an Ozaru. He begins to rage, shaking the entire foundation of the island. Roshi, seeing this, realizes that he will have to combat this foe, otherwise he'll destroy the island and who knows what else afterwards. So Roshi, preps himself for battle, easily defeating the boy, with his signature Kamehameha wave, easily defeating the boy and making him unconscious. But seeing this, Roshi goes back on thinking of sending his child away, thinking that he could be a danger to himself and the society around him. So he will train the boy, And as Roshi looks at the sleeping baby, the sleeping child, who got his armor fried off by the Kamehameha, the sleeping child, Roshi begins to think of raising him. As he gazes down, he sees mighty potential. He sees that this boy has the potential of being a great fighter someday, looking down on him, So he sees potential in him. So, he brings the baby inside and he puts some clothes on him. As the boy lays sound asleep, basically dead to the world, not even knowing what had just transpired. So Roshi puts him on his clothes and lets him go to sleep. Now over the years, the boy was very violent. He never hit his head, and we're still going with the Radix story where, he was sent to destroy this place, because I like that one better anyway. But so he was super violent. But Roshi, over the years, it was more nature versus nurture, So he became more of a prankster, and he became to act more like Roshi in general, which is going to be a completely different Goku from the one that we know. But that'll be in a different part. All right, so he stopped being this guy and became more of a prankster, jokester type guy, So over the years, Roshi takes this boy under his wing and treats him like a true grandson, He always carries him on his shell, and they walk the islands and whatnot. The boy is growing up alongside the tutors of Roshi, man, which gives Goku a huge boost earlier on, Roshi did notice one thing, though. This boy, the more he grew, the more he ate. Roshi was beginning to lose a lot of money, obviously, taking care of this boy, but it was the price he paid for what he agreed to do. And after a certain age, he began to train Goku even earlier on. Goku went through his training. He carried the turtle shell, the milk thing, the milk, the power. He doesn't have a power pole yet, but he even learned to train his mind as well. But also in this time period, not only did Goku get stronger, but he started to develop his own personality. But being under Roshi, he's more laid back. He likes to lay back more. He even has his own pair of sunglasses, but he doesn't really wear them more currently because he trains too much. But under Roshi, he's more laid back. He's more chill. But he still enjoys combat because he is a Saiyan after all. In his heart of hearts. But he's way more laid back. Now, in this time period, Roshi thinks it's a good idea to see if he can train this boy into training his Ozaru form. Alright. Now seeing that Goku has no control over his Ozaru stage, but Roshi has a technique that you all know, the Sleepy Boy Fist. Alright. And he would grow to use the same technique on the Ozaru anytime he would transform, putting the monkey to sleep. And he would continue to do this until Goku had a certain form of understanding of his Ozaru form, but it wasn't full understanding to where he could talk as an ape, but he was able to differentiate friend from foe. Alright. So that's another bonus for the kid Goku. And by the way, I didn't mention this, but at some point, Roshi would begin to name the boy Goku. Probably same reason that Gohan named him or something. I don't know. But and over these years, Goku would learn a lot of things, but he would also become to be more like Roshi, which won't really come into effect until he's older. But Goku's going to actually be sort of perverted like his master, but he's also going to have a thing for style. So he's not going to wear his he's not going to always wear his regular training gi. He's not going to normally wear this. He's going to be a man of style and wear suits like his master. To for the ladies, a girl magnet. So that'll be a fun thing to write. In the next part. But let's keep going. So at the age of 12, which is the age that Goku went when he meets Bulma and goes on the adventure, Goku will look like this, and he'll have his own little he'll have a staff kind of similar to Roshi, back to right here, similar to this staff that Roshi has. Once again, trying to emulate his grandfather, and he'll also be carrying around the 3-star ball that Roshi had that washed up ashore one day, or instead of the 4-star, which he's known for. All right, but also because Goku never killed his grandfather like he killed Gohan, and because he had a good supply of food and he didn't just eat wild game and whatnot out in the woods somewhere, and because of that, Goku actually grew to be an actual height. Because if y'all don't know, y'all can read about it, that Goku, the reason he was so short when Bulma met him was because of a bad diet, But now he doesn't have that problem, so he actually is about as tall as Teen Gohan was in the Cell Saga. All right, so I just wanted to add that little feat in there. And remember, this is what Goku looks like now. So in the time, inevitably, when Bulma comes, Bulma ends up meeting Gohan. Bulma meets Gohan, and they go, and Gohan is intrigued by her quest, so he decides to journey with her, wants to get out of the house, And on their way, they end up meeting Roshi. Now, when they meet Roshi, Gohan and Roshi kind of catch up, but Bulma isn't really interested in what they're talking about, so she looks to check the radar and goes to look for the Dragon Ball. the 3-star ball. And she sees Goku, who obviously has it, Seeing this boy, she's marveled, because, Goku just has that, he lets off that aura. But she sees him. They kind of chop it up or whatever, but she ends up asking him if she can have the Dragon Ball. Now, Goku agrees to let her have the Dragon Ball in the condition that she gives him a kiss. Because like I said, Goku is the ladies' man, like his grandfather. But she blushes, but then agrees, kissing him on the cheek. Roshi sees this, after Roshi and Gohan have been chopping it up for so long, kind of walked to go find his grandson so he could show him to Gohan. Seeing this, Roshi can't help but be proud, saying, kind of like, that's my boy. And Gohan's just, perplexed at the whole scene, wondering what is going on, Meanwhile, Goku notices these two people. And they're still chalking the whole time. And Roshi ends up saying, see, that's my grandson. And Gohan says, oh, wait, this is him? And Goku, knowing who Gohan is, immediately gets excited and wants to test his skills, So he ends up challenging Gohan to a one-on-one fight, But we're gonna end it on this. But he's gonna challenge him to a one-on-one fight, and we'll pick up after this. But a good thing to note is Goku's power level when Bulma had arrived in the original canon was power level of 10. But by the time that Goku had trained with Roshi, his power level was 86. But now his power level was already at 86 before ever leaving. Because he had already done his training with Master Roshi. And I looked up Gohan's power level, and it's actually 113. So they'll face off in the next part. We'll see Goku's youth versus Gohan. Gohan has a higher power level, but he's older, and Goku has the youth, but he's weaker. All right, but anyway, that's pretty much it on that. And peace.